One of the biggest shows in the world right now is The Boys, a satirical and dark take on a world where superheroes are treated more as celebrities and military weapons. And at the front of this world is a Superman-adjacent experiment known as Homelander. This is a quick PSA. If you have not caught up to season 4 of The Boys, you are at risk of spoilers from here on out. But today, we are going to be looking at the man himself, Homelander, and even though he absolutely does not need it, we're going to be giving him a full team of 6 Pokemon. All right, so I'm going to start off Homelander's team by giving him a Malamar. In the Pokemon anime, there is an episode where there is an evil Malamar hell-bent on taking over the world. It kidnaps people and Pokemon, it forces them to work for him against their will, and is ultimately aiming for absolute world domination. Homelander's ultimate goal is to put himself in a position of power and have Supes take over the military. In a recent interview revealed that season 5, the final season of the show, will encompass this world's version of an apocalyptic scenario and an absolute Homelander takeover. And because of that, I really just felt like it fit. Next on his team, I knew we had to give Homelander a legendary Pokemon. And it took a lot of back and forth as there really wasn't a one specific legendary that 100% fit the bill until I thought of the OG Mewtwo. Like Homelander, Mewtwo was created by scientists in a lab, both of which harboring a hatred towards humans. Both entities are essentially turned into a weapon, and it absolutely makes sense as Homelander is essentially creating an army of genetically altered beings, which really felt like it tied into the army of clones that Mewtwo organizes in the first movie. And flavor-wise, I think this is the strongest Pokemon on this list. Moving right along, I decided to dial it back and go with a funny choice. Additional PSA, these teams of Pokemon are never ever made to be an absolutely balanced team or anything that makes sense and can be pulled from lore, costuming, or really anything that I need to make these teams work. I am going to give him a Morpeko. Think about it. At the drop of the hat, as soon as Homelander doesn't get his way, he goes from the smiling hero persona to an angry and unprecedented psychopath. Morpeko's Dex entry more than makes this make sense. And honestly, I don't feel like I need to say more. For this next Pokemon, we're gonna go a little bit more obvious here. Homelander is one of the strongest characters in the world of The Boys, and since Super Strength is one of his primary abilities, I decided to go with the Machamp. Machamp also offers a little bit of showboatiness throughout the Pokemon anime, and it being a fighting type, I just absolutely had to put it on Homelander's team. Speaking of basing some of these Pokemon on character designs, Homelander's suit is modeled obviously after the American flag, and there is nothing more American than a Braviary. Though I was going back and forth on this one on if I should include the normal or the shiny Braviary on this team, so let me know in the comment section down below which of these screams more American to you. Before we reach the last Pokemon on this list, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video if you are interested in anything and everything Pokemon. We are almost to our first part of YouTube partner, which is 3,000 watch hours. So thank you guys so much for engaging in my content. And without further ado, let's get oh god. And without further ado, let's get to the final Pokemon on this list. So for Homelander's final Pokemon, I was really tempted to give him a Milk Tank for obvious reasons, but as I do hope to be sponsored by the Pokegods one day, I'm gonna try to keep this family friendly. So instead, I wanted to give Homelander a Pokemon that embodied as many of his abilities as possible, and that, my friends, is going to be a Deoxys. Deoxys has 4 different forms that it changes into by interacting with different meteorites. This includes a speed form, defense form, attack form, and a normal form. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Canonically, one of the fastest, strongest, and most durable characters in The Boys, it absolutely made sense to throw Deoxys on his team. However, I really was tempted to give him a Necrozma, bringer of death, destruction, but it is the only Pokemon that has access to a move known as Prismatic Laser, and Homelander is arguably best known for his laser vision, in which he uses to take out a multitude of characters throughout the seasons. But I did feel that Deoxys made a bit more of a stronger case here, embodying Homelander's speed, strength, and durability. And that's gonna do it for this video. Guys, don't forget to check out one of these 2 videos where we take other fandoms and give their full cast a list of 6 Pokemon. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!